Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to Odoo Live. This is Ken, the marketing officer here at Odoo Hong Kong, and I will be your host for today's webinar. Joining me today, we have Nicholas, the business advisor here at Odoo Hong Kong. We will discuss how to manage your shop by using Odoo POS system. And throughout the presentation, we will be answering your question at the end of the Q&A section. So you can feel free to leave your question in the YouTube chat box, and Nicholas will help me to get it at the end of the section. And if you'd like to review this video again, you can simply access to the link once the live event has finished. And thank you again for all your joining. And we are going to start our presentation, and Nicholas will get started to begin the demo. And Nicholas, all yours.
Okay, thanks, Ken. So, as was introduced, my name is Nick. I'm a business advisor in the Hong Kong office at Odoo. So I'm in charge of advising customer, mostly on the cloud, for advising them on how to use the solution, whether it's POS, whether it's other apps. So what I'm going to show you today is how to manage shop with the POS. So let's see the agenda, a bit of an introduction about me. What I do, presenting live demo, discussing best practice, and doing some account management. If you guys want to have a one-on-one talk later, or want to see a demo, there's information about my contact here. So my email, and you can book a live demo. There will be a link at the bottom of the video on YouTube. So later on you can find it as well. So the agenda of the day, we will see what is Odoo first, a short presentation about the client using Odoo, and also presentation of the solution. Then there will be the time to go to the webinar objective. So I will show you what are the different steps to manage your shop. Then we'll go through the demo, and then we will do a quick Q&A. So what is Odoo? I'm pretty sure all of you already know, because you are allowed to follow webinars. So it's an all-in-one management software. So we don't only do POS, but we also do. We can also fill all the requirements that business might have. So whether it's sales, whether it's procurement, HR, manufacturing, project management. It's a beautiful solution, easy to use compared to other software, and fully integrated. So those are the main aspects of the solution. So as you can see here, we also do e-commerce, a website, so all the different operation, procurement, project management, manufacturing, human resources, marketing. But today we're only going to focus on maximum three different apps. So Odoo is a Belgian-based company, so we have offices and most of the staff there right now. We also have offices in the US to cover the American market. We also have an office in India, and we are the last office in Hong Kong, where we manage sales and we manage services as well for the whole Asia Pacific. So services or implementation, so we can help you do the implementation, help you for training, and we also manage the sales for the cloud version or for the enterprise version. On-site version. So Hong Kong, Odoo in Hong Kong is supported like Odoo in other offices by 32 languages. In total, we have more than 3 million users around the globe, 1,000 installs a day, and a growth which is exponential. So we are really proud about it. It keeps going. So the company was founded in 2005, so we are just, less than 15 years old. So for a company that is not a startup, this kind of growth is not really common. So we're really happy with how the business is going. Clients as in Odoo. So our core market is the small and medium-sized company, as you can see here. So we can deal with micro company with one business owner that deals with everything. Small companies with 5 to 10 users up to 50, but we can also help larger company to implement an ERP. And you can see here some of the examples in different sectors. We don't only focus on manufacture or service. We cover everything. One of the latest being Food Panda, which is the food delivery service, quite famous in Asia. So whether you're a small or a big company, our system is can be a good option. So 3 million users worldwide, but it keeps increasing, especially when we release new versions. So right now we are on version 11, and we will release Odoo 12 by the end of this year. Okay, so now let's move to the question of the day: how to manage my shop with Odoo. What I'm going to show you today is a presentation with 3 challenges. So first, how can I configure my product and set my inventory for my shop? Then how can I process orders and earn customer loyalty? Sorry, that's not royalty, that's loyalty. That's a typo here. I should have checked. And third, how to manage reordering and purchase. So we'll go through the inventory, we'll go through POS, and we'll go through the purchase module. Okay. So let's switch to the database here. So I'm using the Odoo cloud version, which is on Odoo v11. As you can see, I have different apps installed, so we'll only focus on the one I mentioned earlier. So what I'm going to start is to show you first the first problem, which was how to manage my inventory. So I will show you how you can create your product set, your warehouse, and then we will switch to the POS. So I will show how to process order. I will also quickly show an overlook of how to manage multi-shop within the same company. So how you can either it can be multi-shop or multi-POS in one shop. So how you can share the stock, or how you can split the stock between 2 shops. We will see the loyalty program, so the membership, and then I will go through how you can manage replenishment with the purchase module. Okay, so let's move first to the inventory. So there's different way you can set your stock. You can set in inventory, you can set in POS directly or in sales. I'm just gonna start with inventory first, and then you will see that what I do in inventory is also available in the POS. So in my inventory, currently I have one warehouse, which is called the flagship store. So I can manage my receipt. So this is linked to the purchase module. So this is one way also to set your stock. So you can create a product, then make a receipt, and then validate the receipt, and then the stock will be incremented. I also have the internal transfer if you want to move stock from one internal location to another within the same warehouse, or from one warehouse to another, so one shop to another. So you can use internal transfer to do that. And you also have the delivery orders. Well, if you use the POS only, there's nothing much you do here because it's done automatically. But let's say you want to use the sales module to manage B2B sales, or to manage delivery afterwards, or you use the e-commerce, then you will have a use for the delivery order part. Manufacturing is just because I have the manufacturing module installed on my database, so don't pay attention to that. And the POS orders, where I can see the list of all the orders later. So what I have also in the inventory is access to different information, so the transfers, the inventory adjustment, which is another way to set your inventory. You have the scrap, and then the master data, which is what interests me right now. So let's say I start a business, which is a deli. There's a lot of deli like this in Hong Kong. So I sell wine, I sell cheese, and I sell all kind of products. And I want to set my my store from scratch. So what I will do is probably first create my product. So if I go to product here, well, at first it would be empty, but I already have a selection of products. So I'm going to show you how I create a new one. So here you can see I have some bottle of wine, I have some ham, and I have some cheese. So I'm going to show you how you can create your product. So you can do it one by one, which is what I'm going to show, or you can import by batch. So if you want to import by batch, you just go here, and then you're able to import by Excel or CSV. So we provide a template. When you go in Odoo, here you have a status bar where you can see a tutorial, and you can see what are the steps to set your warehouse, so you can manage location, you can also create your vendors and then your products. So as I mentioned, you can create them manually, or you can import a file, and then the file is available here. So if you want to use our templates, then you can download it here and then fill it and then import it. I'm going to show that now. What I'm going to do is create a new product from scratch. So if I want to create a new product here, again, I create it here, but it's going to be available in the POS later. So let's say I want to add another product, like someone said some Italian ham, so prosciutto. Not too sure about the spelling, but I will assume it's like this. So it's a product that I stock. It's not a service, it's not a consumable, because I want to keep track of my inventory. I can set internal reference. I can set barcodes. Today I'm not going to show the barcode, but of course the barcode scanning feature is available in the POS. So you can set the barcode, and then you can use the POS with a barcode scanner. I will set my sales price. So what I'm going to do is, prosciutto, I'm going to sell a whole one. I'm going to sell by grams. So I can say, okay, I sell 200 HKD, because I'm in Hong Kong dollar, per grams. Sorry, it's going to be a lot, per kilo. So I have the possibility to select the unit of measure, which is here. Select kilos, but I can also select grams, or if I sell a unit, like a bottle of wine, then I just use the standard one, which is a unit here. But just to show you different possibilities that we have. So it's 200 per kilo. I can set my cost price if I want as well. So let's say I purchase that 150 kilo. Then I have different option variants, but it's not really useful for this product. The sales part. So when you use Odoo, e-commerce, and POS, then you have different columns here, two different columns, one for e-commerce and one for POS. So I'm going to leave the e-commerce part for now. So the product by default is available in the POS. So if you create it in the inventory, it's automatically available in your POS when you launch it. If you don't want that, you can just untick the box and then it won't be shown. But that's not the point for today. I can select a category. So I've created category. I will show you how you can create that later. So I put in the charcuterie. And if I want, I can activate the feature to weight with the scale. So you can actually connect a scale to Odoo with the POS box that we can propose. So you can activate that, and then the system will receive the information. Then in terms of purchase, this is connected to the purchase module, so you can set your vendors. We'll see that later. Inventory, well, it's a product that I buy. I can set some information, but it's not really important for this demo. In terms of invoicing, you can set different information, but again, it's not important. And then I can get notes as well and images. So I'm just going to put an images, and it's going to show an image. Sorry, it's going to show on the POS. So I think I saved prosciutto here. Yeah, here. All right. So I've set my product. Now that I want to do is, of course, set my inventory. So as I mentioned, you can set your inventory when you import it in the Excel file. or you can set your quantity manually. So I already have my product in stock, so I'm just going to set it up manually. I'm just going to say, okay, I have, it's going to be in kilos, so I say I have 2,000 kilo of the product in my stock, and can set it here. So that's if you do the stock one by one. If you want to do a batch entry, then you can also go in the inventory adjustment here. So there you can actually set your initial stock and call it, for example, initial stock for for the name of my store, the flagship store. And say, okay, I want to do the initial inventory on all my product, on one product only. So I'm going to select all the products, save, and start my inventory. And there you can see, of course, I already have some stock, but if it's the first time you set your stock, everything, the theoretical quantity here would be at 0. So you can do that as the name says for inventory adjustment as well. But you can set your real quantity with the actual numbers. So here I can see that I have stock for basically everything. But let's say I do the stock check at the end of the year. I can also do a listing with the actual quantities and do an inventory adjustment as well. So that's a different way to set your stock. Now that my stock and my product and my quantities are set, I can just go to the POS. But first, what I want to show you, because later on during the demo, I will show you how you can manage multi-shop, is to create another warehouse when later I will connect a second shop. So in order to do that, I can go in settings and activate the multi-warehouse. So actually it's already activated in my system. I will show you when you can do that. So it's actually here. So in a warehouse, by default, you only have one warehouse with just one location. If you go there, you can activate the multi-warehouse, here, and also the multi-location, because you might have like different location to receive the stock, in the warehouse, another one when you transfer when the stock is received. So that's for example, the fridge, and you can have another area for deliveries, for example. So you can have multi-location and multi-warehouse. So this is set. Once it's set, I can just go to warehouse. I can see that I have my main warehouse, and I can create a new one. So let's say I have another shop which is located on the 2nd Street, for example. So I call it 2nd Street. I can set the address if I want. I have to give a short name to my warehouse. So let's call it 2nd. And I have different options, so I can set the receipt strategy. So do I receive in 1 step, in 2 step, or in 3 step? But this is not the topic of the day. So all you need to do for now is this. So I've created my warehouse, and once I've created my warehouse, if I go back in the dashboard, I can see that all the received, transfer, and delivery orders action have been duplicated, but this time they have been assigned to the second warehouse. So I can manage different transactions. I can split my stock into different warehouses. So if I want to do that, I can do what I did earlier, manage my stock quantity one by one, or go in the inventory adjustment. Let's say I go to my prosciutto, where I have 100 kilos here. If I click on the inventory, now that I will see that my 100 kilos are in my warehouse stock, which is actually the name of my flagship location. If I want to add some stock on the new warehouse, I just have to go and update quantity, go to second stock, and then set the quantities. So here, for example, 50 kilo. So if I apply there, I can see that I have 150 kilos available. And if I click there, I can see the listing, so 100 kilos in my flagship store and 50 kilo in my stock. So this will be interesting to see later when I manage different shop and different transaction. So that's basically the whole idea of the stock management, the warehouse management, etc. So now let's move to the actual sales, so in the POS. So if I go to POS, I automatically have access to my dashboard where I can see my available POS, so my shop or my my different POS within the shop. So right now I only have one, which is called the flagship store POS. I will show you later how I can create a new one. I have access to my orders, to my section, to my catalog. So if I go to product, you will see that the prosciutto is already here. So I've created it in the warehouse, but it's available in the catalog of the point of sale. I have access to the price list as well, so you can manage different price lists. So you can manage discounts if you want to. So for example, I have different things. If I want to create a rule that says when a customer purchases a specific product, so for example, a bottle of Chenin Blanc, when he buys a minimum of 2 units, he will get percentage discount of a percentage, which is, for example, 50%. So buy 2, get 1 free. So I can manage that here. And then I can create as many discounts as I want. You can set currency because you can manage different currency. Different currency per store, so you can manage that the way you want. I also have access to the reporting and the configuration. So in the configuration, sorry, I need to say that first. Configuration, there's a lot of things that I can activate in my POS. For example, by default, you use the shop feature of the POS. That's the topic of the day. So I'm a deli, so it's a shop. It's not a restaurant or a bar, so I use it the way it is. But Odoo POS is also able to manage table service or bar service. So if you activate it, then you'll be able to manage your restaurant. So I'm not going to go through that today, but you can also definitely manage a table restaurant as well. So you can add pictures to your category of product. You can activate the barcode scanner functionality. You can activate the price list, which I showed you earlier, or just no price list with no discount. You can manage the payment methods. You also have the possibility to select the stock location, so where the stock is coming from. And also in terms of accounting, you're able to set the corresponding journal. So there I actually have activated different stuff, also the loyalty program, where you can actually create a membership program and create some rules. So I've done one, for example, I go to loyalty, I call it 2018 loyalty, and you have different options in your system. So you can give points per product, you can give points per currency, or give points per order, and then you can create your rules. So the rules is the number of points that you assign based on the type of product, based on the order or the currency. And you can also set the rewards. So once a customer reaches a number of points, it can get a gift, or it can get a discount. So I've created one here. I sell wine, so let's say I want to create a loyalty program for wine. So once a customer purchases a total of 5 bottles, whether it's in one purchase only or in several purchases, then he gets a free bottle. So I've created one here, the wine rules. So it actually, you have to set the name, you have to set the type, so it can be on the category of product or a single product. In my case, it doesn't matter which bottle the customer purchased, so I'm going to apply it to the category. So the wine here is the category, and then I say, okay, it's number of points per product. So every time a customer buy a bottle, he gets 2 points. So I'll just validate this. And then I want to say, okay, when the customer has bought 5 bottles, then he will get 10 points. And then he will be able to redeem a free bottle of sparkling wine. So I activated this here. I call it the free sparkling wine bottle. It's a gift. I can use a discount as well. And the total of the points to reach, to get this bottle is 10, because it's 5 by 2 points. So I set the cost here, and you can also say, okay, there's no minimum points except the 10 points, of course. Or you can say, okay, this is only above 40 points for any reason. But I'm going to leave this empty here. So I'm just going to save this. And then later I will show you how it looks when a customer purchases more than 5 bottles. Okay, so that's for the loyalty program. Now I want to show you how you can also manage multi-shop. So what you can do is to create another POS directly here. So you can just go on your POS here, and then create a new one. So I can create here, and then you have to fill the same information. Or what I like to do is easier, just go click on action and then duplicate. So I can set all the features that I have in my first store and just change the name and call it Second Street Store. Here. I can set the same information or different information, features. And what is interesting for me is I can also use the same loyalty program or different loyalty program. What is interesting for me today is the stock location. So I don't want to share the stock. Each store has its own stock. So I can look for my stock here, the second warehouse, so the Second Street warehouse, and activate it here. So now I have 2 POS in 2 different locations that can have access in the same database, but with different stock location. So you will see now I have 2 different POS, and they are both available on the dashboard. So then you can assign your users in Odoo. You can give them access to the corresponding store. So it can be one store, or it can be different store if your staff just moved. And you can also give some access to your users, so advanced access, if you just want them to be able to log into the store or have access to the catalog, the reporting. So you can restrict the use. So now that we have set everything, we can just move to the store. So I'm just going to go, this store is open, the session is open, so I'm just going to click on resume. The system is going to switch to the front end view. So this is my view of my POS. As you can see, I have some product, all the product that I had. The procedure already existed, so I think I did a duplicate, but it doesn't really. Oh, okay, it's no, it's the same one. I have my categories here, and with pictures, so I can switch from one category to another. The system is touchscreen compatible, but also it works with the barcodes, so you can use either of those. I have access to my cheese, I have access to my wine. I can also type products. So if I want to look for prosciutto here, so I can use the thing here. You can see here that you have Wi-Fi WLAN sign. So the system show you it's online or if it's online. So online is green, offline is red. And it works even if the system is offline. So once you're in the screen, if you lose connection, you can keep taking orders. And once you're back online, the system will be database. The system will, database will be synchronized. So you have no risk of losing any data. So it's pretty cool. So now let's go and do a transaction. So I'm going to sell, for example, first thing. So a bottle of wine, some prosciutto. So if I connect to the balance, I'll be able to see the quantity here. I can modify manually if I want to. So the prosciutto is 0.5 kilos. I have the possibility to add other product if I want to. And what I can do is also select my customer. So my customer list is taken from the database of Odoo, the database of contact. So it can be used for membership purpose, or it can also be used for in case you want to create an invoice for a customer. So in that case, I want to use it for the membership thing. So I want to set a customer, or I can I can select an existing customer. So here, for example, I will select Max here. I can see some information about Max, and what I can do instead of asking his name and doing this manually is create some membership cards with barcode. So what you could do is set the barcode here, print some card, membership card, give it to your customer, and every time they come to your shop, they can scan it if you have a scanner device, and then the system will record that it's Max, for example. And I can see also the number of points. So Max doesn't have any points. So I will start. So you can see I have 2 points. I will just validate the transaction. I select my payment method. So I have cash here, but you can have credit card if you want. I will set the quantity paid, so 250 for example, and then the change is saved. And if I want to, I can also create invoice. So when I validate, it's going to create the receipt, and I can also send print a tax invoice for Max. So the system is able to do that. So you can set your company logo, your company header, and also footer, and then print it on your printer. So you can set your printers, one printer for the receipt, printer for the invoices. If you're a restaurant, you can also set the invoices for different, like kitchen, etc. And then move to the next order. So now let's say Max returns and buy 4 more bottles of wines. So here I'll just put 4 bottles, select the customer Max. So you can see he has 2 points, and just set the customer. And then just validate the payments, cash, and put 1,000 for example, and just validate. So now Max is supposed to have 10 points, so it will be eligible for the free bottle of I think it was Prosecco. So let's say 1 month later, just Max come back and he just purchase anything else. So I will just go to the he buys prosciutto. I set the customer, or he's just put his card, give me his cards. I validate, and then you can see you have this button reward, which is highlighted, so it means is eligible to a reward. And if I click there, I can see okay, Max can have a free bottle. So you can just set it now. If you say no, I don't want it now, I'll get it another time, then you can just remove it and it will be saved. So I can actually validate the transaction, and the points will be deducted, as you can see here, and then Max will have his free bottle. So you can just validate, and my stock will be deducted. So just put 200, and I just validate. So that's basically for the membership. There's other possibilities, but I won't go into too much detail. Like discounts, it will show as well. So you can manage all that. And then once, I want to show you also the discounts. So if I remember well, I had give a 50% discount on the Chenin Blanc. Do you remember, Ken?
Mm-hmm.
Was it this one? Yeah, I think it was this one. So let's see how it works. So I just select Chenin Blanc, which is sold at 220. If I put 2 units, I can see my discount is automatically calculated. So instead of buying of costing me 440, the total of 2 units is 220, which is $110 each. So you can see that the system takes the price from the price list, which I activated in the system. All right, so that's how you can do a very basic system, basic process in the POS. Now let's see how it works with the multi POS. So I'm going to show you the stock that I have for a specific product. Here, for example, let's take the Muscadet here. So right now I have 50 units on hand, which is on my flagship store. So I'm going to create some stock on the second one, so the second street. So there I'll just put 5 units, for example, and apply. Okay, so if I go back to my POS, let's say now I connect to the second street store. So I just go to new session. Okay, so I need to close the first one because I'm the same user, so I can have access to 2 POS at the same time. So I will just validate this one, and I can start my new session on the second store. So it's loading. I have my product here, so I'm going to process an order. I will show you that also the reward thing works in different shops because I'm using the same membership program. So if I use Max again, then I will be able to assign a number of points to this customer. So the Muscadet is available here. I'm going to sell, for example, 3 units and set the customer max here, so it's available for both shops, and just validate. So 500 and validate. I'll just show you that the stock deducted is the stock for the second street. So if I just close here and I go back to my inventory, we will see that in the Muscadet, which is here, I have 52 units on hand. 50 units, so the stock hasn't moved on my main warehouse, and the 3 units have been deducted from the second street shop. So as you can see, you can it works. So you can manage different shop with a different stock calculation in one single Odoo database. So it's really interesting. Of course, you can also, if you have different companies, different business with different, it's like different kind of businesses. You can manage multi-entities in Odoo as well. So it doesn't have to be one entity. It can also be separate entities, and in that case, you can also send the same thing, but those entities doesn't share the same product, so it can be another way to do that as well. So I think we are good with the POS. We've seen how you can basically manage order, how you can manage customer loyalty, how you can manage multi shops, and how you can configure different stock based on that. I will show you the reporting. So in terms of reportings, I can see information about the sales order. So we have graphs, and we also have tables. So let's say I want to see my sales. First by product. So that's for the all the POS together, so I can create filter for my products. Then I can add a custom group, so I want to filter by POS. Where is it? Session. Yes, yeah, point of sale. So I can see basically the difference, like the sales. So I can see that I sell much more Muscadet on the second street store than on the flagship store. And I can use other filters. So I can see the sales for this year, or I can select a filter based on the name of the customer if I want to, so the partner, which will be available somewhere. Customer here, so I'll select Max, so I can see what are the different products purchased by Max. So he purchased Muscadet, where he purchased it, and etc. And I have the same information on the table here. Those information can be exported by Excel or by CSV, so you can export this here. So you can do your sales reports and export them. So it's quite powerful in terms of report. All right, so that's how you can basically sell. So now, once you have managed to start selling, you also need to think about your replenishment. So I will show you quickly how you can manage that with Odoo. So a simple way is basically to purchase manually. So you purchase the same quantity on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. So what I can do is just go to purchase and create my purchase order for my customer, for my supplier. So that's in case you, for example, you have some Delhi, for example, they have a lot of supplier overseas, so they need to send their sales order. They cannot just go there and buy the stuff, so you can use that here. So I can create a quotation or just a sales order and contact my vendor, which is in France, for example, and tell him I want to buy some Rascal red wine, and then some Chenin Blanc, and then some Pinot Noir, and then I just put several quantities, so 30, 50, and 100. Then I can set the price, of course, but I can also set it previously in my price list. So just put 150, 170, and 180. And I have the possibility to say, okay, where do I deliver that? So I imagine that I ship directly to one store, but a lot of shops will do that differently. They have a general warehouse, and then they redispatch within their shop. So what you can do is to either create another warehouse and then do some internal transfer, or to create some automatic routes as well. So in my case, I'm just going to keep it simple and select which warehouse I want to replenish. So let's say flagship store, for example. I'm just going to save that and confirm my order. So I can send it to my supplier by email, and then keep the history, so I can send the email and send the PO by email. And once this is done, then it creates a receipt in the warehouse. So I can see here that it creates a shipment with the quantity, and it's supposed to arrive on the 28th because I didn't set the lead time properly. If I go in the inventory, I can now see that I have one receipt to manage in the flagship store, but I have nothing to do in the second store because the order is being dispatched to the flagship store. So if I click here, I can just see the same information, and then the warehouse will be like any warehouse, print the receipt document, the delivery receipt, validate, check, that they have the actual quantities. If they don't, then they can just set the quantities manually and create some back orders or just close the transaction. So I will validate, and once I've done that, my stock is automatically available in the flagship store. So I can just go in the product here and see that for the Pinot Noir, I should have a big quantity, 116 units. I checked the description, the detail, and I can see that it's all in my warehouse stock for the flagship. So that's the simplest way to do that. But let's say you want to be a bit more complex. You want to, you cannot afford to be out of stock, so you want to create some security stock. So you always want to have a security stock. So you're going to create some rules, minimum order rules. So let's take an example. I don't want to be out of stock for my Tom, for example, my cheap, because it's one of the best seller. So what I can do is create a reordering rule and say, for example, whenever I reach a quantity of 25 units or less, then the system will auto-generate a purchase order to the supplier. So right now I have 20, so I'm going to put a minimum quantity of 25 and a maximum quantity, so I don't want to have more than that in stock, of 100, for example. And I can also select the location, the warehouse, so I can separate the reorder rule per warehouse. So these only apply to the flagship store. It doesn't apply to the second store. So the system will not add the stock on your flagship store to the stock on the second street store. So if you have 20 on your flagship store and 10 on the second street store, the rule will work because it's less than 25 in the flagship store. Okay, so that's all I have to do. I can set the lead time, for example, so 1 day to purchase or several days to purchase, and validate. What I need not to forget is when the rule is done, is to set a supplier, because if I don't do it, it's not going to work. So the system in Odoo is designed to remind you of that. So if you see here, I have some notification bar, which is basically a list of things you have to do. So it can be in the CRM, it can be something you have to do in the manufacturing module, but also on the product template. So normally, what it is here, the product template is warning me that this product doesn't have a supplier, because I believe it doesn't have a supplier. So if I click here, no, that's not the one. I know what I have to do is to basically run the scheduler first. And it's going to show me, okay, I have another product here, which is my Tom. If I click here, I can see a notification on the chatter, on the log. There's no procurement rule found. Please verify the configuration of your routes. It actually means I haven't set this product as a purchased product, and also that I don't have a supplier. So I need to do that in my product here. So I need to set, okay, this is a product that can be purchased here, or bought, so buy. And I also need to set the vendor here. So I'm going to call my vendor cheese supplier. And I can put a price here. So for example, 100 HKD, which is very cheap for a Tom. I will save and close, save this. And if, so the system basically will automatically calculate all the units that you all the product you need to purchase. So this is done by what we call the scheduler. So the system, you can set the scheduler to do that once a day or more than that at a specific time. So you do that in the advanced configuration in Odoo. So by default, I think it does that once a day at the end of the day. So what I can do is actually run the scheduler manually. So if I click on run scheduler, the system's gonna compute all the procurements, whether it's a purchase or, for example, if of a product, or in the manufacturing, it works the same. If you need to purchase some material to manufacture a product, it works the same. So it's gonna run all the procurements and create them. So if now I go in my purchase, you'll be able to see that I have a purchase order which is placed for 80 units of the ton. So the system has calculated based on my maximum quantity and has set the quantity there. So I just have to confirm the order, send it by email to my supplier, and receive the stock in my inventory. So if I go to inventory, I can see that I have to one thing to receive, which is the data. So I'll just validate that. So this is basically what we call the reordering rule. So make to stock. We have different options for procurement. You can use the make to order, but it's not really useful when for retail. But if you want to know more about this, we will do some demo about inventory probably in the next month or something. So you can check our page for the list of webinars. So I think that's basically it for today. So I quickly show you how you can set your start with your business, start with your shop, set your inventory, manage your activity, so start selling, manage your customer loyalty, and also manage your purchase and your procurement. I guess now it's time to switch to the Q&A, Ken, if we have any questions.
Sure. First of all, maybe Nicholas can take rest first.
Yeah.
You did a perfect job, and the demo is really helpful and clear and cover lots of area. And for the attendees and for the viewers, you can leave your question in the YouTube chat box now. And because right now I've got several questions. And for the first one, it's I think it may be a simple one, which is how can we add an additional information field to the receipt of the order?
So for that, there's different way you can do it. So we have the developer mode, which allow you to do that in Odoo, but that means as it says for developers, so it's a bit complex. So it's mostly if you're a system administrator or you have some skills. Or we have a new app. I mean, it's not really new. It was released with V10, which is called Odoo Studio, which basically allow you to add fields in the form views, and so I can activate it here. So you can activate it. It's an interface that allow you to go, for example, in the purchase. So I go to the sorry, no, not in purchase. You ask when you receive some stock. So in the receipt here, I go to any form here, and what I can do is to add some fields. So you can add fields that you can fill manually. This can be done by drag and dropping. So you can add some information. So for example, text, or I can add a tag if I want here. I can call it additional information about the product, and then I don't know, I'll call it specs, for example, and then add some additional fields, so information about the product, for example. But if you want something more complex, so link, some connected fields or calculated fields, this is a bit more complex. that cannot be done only with Studio, but that can be done with some additional development. So we can either provide these services from our office in Hong Kong, or you can get in touch with an Odoo partner, for example, to provide some customization services.
Mm-hmm. And Nicholas just mentioned that our office can help to do the development. And if you'd like to know more about it, you can contact Nicholas through sending email, which is included in the description box under the video. And maybe Nicholas can also provide some other services, such as the success pack, which have the functional consultant in our office to provide some consultation to your company to know more about how to do the development in a more comprehensive way. And then we have another question, which is a bit long, and it may be based on an example. And the question is, when customer buy let's say 10 items with total transaction of $100, can we configure another additional discount besides maybe there are already some discount for the product, but can we just provide another discount once the transaction total fee is reached over $100? Mm-hmm.
So that's when I purchased 2 items, I get a 50% discount. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's have a look. So if you go to point of sale, you go in your price list. I know that for the membership, for example, you can for the membership, you can have like offer which are cumulative. So let's see about the price list. So it's here. So actually you might need to preset your question, so maybe you can get back to me later, but let's say I want to offer a 50% discount if the customer purchase 2 units, and then a 60% discount if the customer purchase more than 2 units. I can do that in Odoo. This is possible. The question, let me have a look at the question again. So when customer buys 10 items, can we configure another additional discount when total transaction reach this amount? Okay, so what you can do by default, I don't think you can do that. The discount can be set based on the quantity of product you purchase, not on the amount of the purchase. So by default, I don't think you can do that. However, this is definitely something that can be customized for you. So either through us or through a partner. By default, I don't think it's possible.
Okay, and then maybe the last question, which is, can we restrict different users to different POS systems?
Yes. So if you go in settings here, you go to your users. Right here, so I have GEMS and NPO. So GEMS is the order users. If you go to the settings, you have a point of sale tab here, and here, access rights. That's here you can set the barcode and security pin. That's in the advanced settings. So you have to go activate the developer mode. There. Move with assets. And then you can go to groups, and then you'll be able to go to advanced rights, and then give access to POS to this guy, and another POS to this other guy.
Okay, great. And just in order to reply the question, it is possible to restrict different users to different POS. And then thank you, Nicholas, for this presentation. And don't forget to click like if you found this video helpful, and as well as subscribe to our video for accessing to more video in the coming days, because we will have more webinars based on different topics in the coming days. You can feel free to register and then watch it. And as always, if you have any further question, you can send them to my email, kcn@odoo.com, and also Nicholas' email, which is stated in the description box. And if you got here late, you can just review this video anytime you want by clicking the URL of this video once the live event has finished. And thank you all for joining, and we will see you next Wednesday at the same time on the topic for project management. And see you all next week, and bye bye. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.